Hi, this is Grace Power with mygoldsugar.com, and today we are doing the fourth video on a series of 10 videos, and I'm going to be giving some little tips about how to hold the sugar in your hand if you're doing the paste method so that you have more control of the sugar and it works better for you. So first, the first important thing is when you're grabbing the sugar out of the jar. That is going to be important on keeping the sugar on your fingertips. So when you're grabbing the sugar out of the jar, one thing that works well is to use just two fingers to kind of dip into the jar and just pull out the sugar just on these two fingers. And that way you don't have it all over your hands. If your sugar is not warmed up and you're trying to get a piece out without it being warmed up, you're probably not going to be able to do it with the two fingers. So in that case, you will use your thumb to kind of pinch the sugar out, and that's okay too, but just using just these three fingers so you're not kind of getting it all over your hands. Then when you're actually holding the sugar on the area that you're working on, if you're using your whole hand, like you're doing a big area, you want to hold the sugar down so that it's not dripping, because the sugar is going to melt with body temperature. So if you're holding it like this, it's going to just start slowly like melting down your hands, and once it starts to get into your palm, the sugar just starts to get messy and melty, and you lose control. So keeping it on your fingertips and then using gravity, or allowing gravity to kind of work with you and keeping it down like this is the best. So even if you're working with it and then you grab your ball and you're ready to go to another area, don't turn it up like this, because it's just gonna start melting into your hand. So always keep the sugar facing down. And then the next best thing, if you can start to do this, and it kind of takes the practice in the beginning, is to actually keep the ball of sugar above your fingertips. So you may have seen that in some of my videos where it's like I'm kind of pinching underneath the sugar, and then the sugar is kind of up above the fingertips. So that's going to even give you more control because there's less heat getting into the sugar. So trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say. I will go ahead and talk about if you're just using the one finger. So if you're doing a very small little spot, or you're kind of getting one hair, you can have the sugar in your hand and kind of pinched on these fingers, and then use the one finger that will just have a little bit of sugar on it, and you can use it to like kind of as a tweezer, and you'll just kind of pick up one hair at a time here or there. Maybe you're just doing a little spot, maybe like on the finger, you just want a tiny little piece of sugar, you don't want your whole ball of sugar, but you also still have the sugar in your hand. So you can just kind of pinch that off on these fingers and then just use the one finger to get it off on your hands. So hopefully that helps. Obviously, to see it with actual sugar might be more effective. So make sure to tune into the YouTube videos. I have quite a few now. They're not all the best quality or anything like that, but it'll still give you a great start on how to get started with sugaring, just by watching how I'm holding the sugar in my hand, how I'm working with the sugar, and a lot of people comment like how much control I have over the sugar, but some of that just takes practice, but some of it will help with the little tips we talked about today to keeping that sugar on your fingertips. So stay tuned. The next video we're going to be talking about gloves and when to use gloves, and so we will talk to you then. Thanks for tuning in.